I think we should have that conversation.
Okay. Y'all wanted to do them. I'm here. Let's have the conversation. But before we even get into it, let me make one thing very clear. Boo, I don't fuck white men. I am an equal opportunity employer, but she, as in me, loves big black fat.
Okay, I'm back up on my grind. You do you and I'm just gonna do mine. Okay, I'm back up on my grind. You do you and
Fuck you, pay me.
Oh.
Y'all should know me well enough.
I had to zhuzh up the look a little bit because I just got a tattoo, a whole neck piece, and baby, it's giving Peel City up under here. So, yeah, that's why I'm wearing a turtleneck in the middle of the summer, because I know y'all was like, I know he had, because frankly, I am. No shade, but I had to, you know, dress it up just a little bit. And for my girls who aren't in the style, this is how you dress up something, you know, that's very simple. This is a very simple black turtleneck. I just threw on a harness and some jewelry. Mind you, this is gold jewelry and a silver harness, but bitch, I make my own fucking rules. Fuck that. Okay, so if y'all didn't know, bitch, I got dragged exactly a week ago today on Juneteenth. It's like, how can y'all fucking drag a black man on Juneteenth? I never understood that, but whatever, I'm not mad, bitch, I can take it. Anyway, so from a tweet that I never even expected to go viral, never expected to get any attention, never even expected to pick up any traction, because I honestly am not even really all that popular on Twitter. So the fact that my fucking tweet started gaining traction and becoming this big thing and starting a conversation, while I was happy on the one end, mad about getting dragged, and like also kind of happy that I started a conversation, it was just really irritating to me because you cannot disagree with my personal experience. However, before we even get into me proving my point that I was making in the tweet, I will first read the tweet for you. Black queer celebrities keep ending up with white partners because white people tend to accept people's entire identity, which is rare in the black queer community. But of course, we are not ready for that conversation. That's exactly what I tweeted, and bitch, just to make one thing clear, that's exactly what the fuck I meant. And I'm not changing it. What the fuck I said is what the fuck I meant. Now, let me give to y'all the exact science behind it. I'm going to argue on both sides of the opinion, and I'm going to give you my personal experience as to why I said this to be true. So I'm going to start with my personal experience because I feel like that's coming from me personally, and I feel that's my own personal story. So being that that's my story and that's something that I've actually been through, I'll explain. Some of y'all are just getting to know me, some of y'all are just following me, some of y'all are unfamiliar with my androgynous background. So on a normal basis, this is what I normally give. Gay people are the ones who get to experience undeniable freedom in a way that no other community gets to. We are allowed to kick our legs up. We're allowed to spin dip, vogue, walk runways, do hair, do makeup. That is a freedom that gay men get to experience that a lot of other people do not get to experience out of fear of just judgment in general. A lot of other people and a lot of other identities don't really feel that they have the space to express themselves the way they want to, in the same way that the queer community gets to express themselves. You would think a community that is based in freedom, expression, love, and support would support different identities. And what I mean by different identities, I mean people who don't necessarily align with society's way of thinking. What I mean by that is like a crossdresser like myself, or a butch queen, or somebody who's androgynous, or a drag queen, or somebody who's gothic, or somebody who's asexual, or somebody who is just experimenting with their look and experimenting with their identity, somebody who doesn't necessarily identify as a man or female. Those types of people get judged so harshly in the queer community. You would never expect it. Even though I am a crossdresser, I am very much so not a bottom. And don't get me wrong, I think bottoms are the strongest people in our community. I think that they need and deserve the most respect because they have to do the most work of anybody in this community. It is a hard and tall task to be a bottom, and it is asking a lot of somebody to bottom for you, because not only is it painful, you're letting somebody become a part of your body. You're letting somebody inside of you, and that's something that a lot of men do not experience. And that's why I feel like women are a lot of times more emotional, because when you're having sex, you are allowing somebody to become connected physically with your body, and a lot of men don't understand that. However, I am somebody who likes to get the complete and total experience of being a gay man, because as gay men, what we get to do is something that everybody don't get to do. We get to fuck each other. We get to switch positions. When we want to get fucked, okay, we can get fucked. But if we don't want to get fucked, I can fuck you. I don't want to get too off topic. I only said all of that to explain myself so that you have a better understanding of what my profile as a gay man looks like. I am somebody who is a crossdresser but does not really bottom like that unless we have that type of connection. And the thing about it is, it's become a major conflict because I oftentimes have to decide which parts of myself I want to show to people and which parts of myself I don't want to show to people as it pertains to dating in the black community. However, I don't experience this with white people. White people accept me for exactly who I am. White gays accept me for exactly how I'm dressed, and they still let me fuck. This paradigm within the gay community creates conflict for people like me because I'm a crossdresser. So automatically people will associate my clothing and how I look with who I am as a person and how I navigate the gay community and the gay space. And what I mean by that is, because I'm a crossdresser, because I wear dresses and things like that, people will often say things to me like, oh, I don't bump pocketbooks, and oh, that's my sis, and things like that, even if I'm interested. Whether I want to be friend zoned or whether I don't, I automatically become friend zoned because I'm a crossdresser. And it's no other reason aside from that, because the dick is big and bitch, I'm cute. To explain what I be talking about, I'm gonna give y'all a short story time. So, quick story time real fast, based off personal experience so y'all can really get what I mean. So prior to moving here, I used to come from Virginia to Atlanta all the time just so that I could find me a home for myself. And at some point I met someone at a bar and we became very, very cool. And when we were just texting, you know, we were getting to know each other. And then when I came back, we ended up chilling, spending time, and becoming intimate. In that time, we just became normal text buddies. And eventually he found me on social media. And that's when shit hit the fan. Once this nigga found me on social media, it became this big discussion as to whether or not I was worthy as a top because I cross-dress. And he had the audacity to just bring it up in normal conversation and think that it was okay. Once he found me on social media, I was no longer worthy of being a top because he associated my femininity with my ability in the bed, which is so crazy to me. So I'll read the text message that he sent me. And the text message reads as follows. Let me stop through before I dip, I said. He responded, I like you, Jacory, but I'm very weary of the wigs and androgyny. I cannot allow myself to submit to that. It's a very hard pill to follow, even though he meant swallow. I support what you do, and I'm happy that you enjoy it. But I'm attracted to the Jacory that I first met. And I responded, understandable. And he responded, I feel like I shouldn't have said that now. And I said, well, why? I'm not upset, I get it. I just kind of wish you had said that some time ago before having me constantly reach out to you every time I come here since I've met you. And he responded, I never caught on to that until your last visit. And to be clear, the dick is so good and I want it now. But the moment that I click on one of your videos again and I see your knee-high boots, I'm going to feel some type of way. this becomes a major conflict in the dating perspective for me because I don't date white men. I don't like white men. I'm not interested in white men. And typically, those are the people who accept me just as I am. With black gays and within the black dating realm, I constantly have to decide how much of myself I want to share with somebody. Do I really want to tell you that I'm the infamous Jacory McQueen and I cross-dress and I walk Vogue Femme and I do all of this within the scene and within the community? Or do I just want to play it cool and just be the calm, reserved, calm, cool, and collected me that people usually meet when I'm just being my normal butch self? But I'm not always that. I am a collection of both people, and that's why I've been single for 8 years, because I don't date white men, and black men have a hard time accepting me for who I am and how I am, exactly the way that I am. And so when people say to me, oh, you're being so anti-black by saying things like that, no, I'm not, because I've been going through it for years. And this is just one situation that I explained to you, or one story time that I told to you, that has been a frequent and learned experience that I constantly go through within the gay black community, specifically gay black community. Within the black family dynamic, as an effeminate child, you are constantly minding your behavior. You're constantly told things like, put some bass in your voice. Why are you tying that around your waist? Why are you switching? Why are you bending your wrist? Why are you crying? Just showing basic emotion is considered to be a weakness. And when we grow up and we start to date and search for our partner, those things that we were told as children have been embedded in us so much that we now associate those same things with being unattractive, and we associate those same things with being weak. And so those things show up in us as we are trying to date as grown men. So people who are like me, who cross-dress, or who aren't, you know, your typical masculine butch queen, we constantly get shaded. Constantly. And so in the celebrity world, when you see people like Bob the Drag Queen, and people like Monet Exchange, and people like RuPaul, and people like Billy Porter, people who constantly let their effeminate side show, we are almost always seeing them with white partners. Why? Because white people tend to accept identities much better than black people. And what I mean by that shouldn't be confused whatsoever, and I'll explain. Within the black culture, we see anything that is eclectic, weird, or different as quote-unquote white people shit. That's why we don't have a lot of black goths or a lot of black cosplayers, because they're made to feel judged. We judge anything that is different harshly in the black community, and that same thing follows right into the black queer community, because we associate anything that is effeminate or different, we associate that with being unattractive, we associate that with being less than. So when I say things like, oh, that's why all the black queers are dating white men or white partners, it's a true fact. Since we're on the topic of facts, let me give you some actual facts. Since all y'all motherfuckers on Twitter want to act like y'all know so much, let me give y'all some actual census facts. Based on a survey done by the UCLA School of Law in 2019, there are 83% white-on-white couples, 6% black couples, and 3% interracial black on white couples. The rest are all spread throughout the spectrum. However, this statistic clearly proves that niggas not getting married anyway. So how is my sentiment anti-black when, bitch, gay niggas ain't getting married? Black butch queens are not really getting married at the same rate as white butch queens. So I'm not understanding how y'all got anything other than me speaking the damn truth on what the fuck I said. To continue on that point, BuzzFeed did a list of 45 gay couples that are celebrities. And of that list, of that 45 couple list, only about 7 of them contained a person of color. And about, I don't know, 6 of those on that list were interracial couples. So please, do tell. If my opinion is untrue, anti-black, and all of that, then what was the reason? Well, I felt it very important for me to prove my point because I don't like being dragged for no reason, especially when there's absolute validity to my point. I also feel like it's very important for me to speak on some of the points that the people who were dragging me were trying to make. Because are white people racist? Abso-fucking-lutely. Every single anti-gay legislation that we've ever had has come from a white person. So is it fair to say that black people are more homophobic? I don't think so. But I do feel as though we are a lot more boisterous about it. And I feel like that's where the paradigm shifts for me. However, I definitely think that are white people racist? Absolutely. Are there some white people who date black men for fetish? Abso-fucking-lutely. Are there some black people who date white people for a proximity to whiteness? Abso-fucking-lutely. But did I mean what I said? Absolutely. Do I feel like there's validity in what I said? For fuck yes. So as far as I'm concerned, the next time you drag me, make sure you have the facts to back up every single fucking point that you make. My main goal here was to just bring clarity and to have a conversation where I could openly explain what I meant and openly explain my point, because there's only but so many characters in one single tweet. So I hope that you better understand where I was coming from, and if you don't, I don't give a fuck either way. But I just wanted to say what I had to say, and I felt like I did that. I hope the statistics that I pointed out to you prove to you that what I was saying does have some validity to it. But if you didn't, oh well, thank you for watching. How about that? Just thank you for watching. Until next time, thank y'all. It's hot as a bitch in here, shit. God damn.